Okay, so let's go back to March 25th, 2016. Very specific day. Very specific day. What came out that day? If you can remember, write it down first in the chat. I'll give you guys a quick second. Okay, it was Batman v Superman, March 25th, 2016. Probably in 2016, my most anticipated film outside of Captain America Civil War because of Spider-Man, but I went into it, man. I went into it deep. Batman v Superman, right? My birthday gift for my girlfriend, because my birthday was the next day. She took me to go see it, knowing how big of a fan I was of Man of Steel and how excited I was, and the movie ultimately fell flat. It did, it fell flat. But then a few months later, we were gifted, and I say gifted because we were gifted with the Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut. An additional 30 minutes added to Zack Snyder's film in the first two acts to flesh out the story and become, in my opinion, one of the best films of 2016. I love the extended cut. Now, all that did for me was just ramp up excitement for Justice League. Like, holy shit, if Zack Snyder can get Warner Brothers to just leave him the hell alone, can just back the hell off to stop overproducing these movies and let Snyder operate, we're going to get this movie that's going to knock shit out of the damn park. It's just going to knock it out of the damn park. That's what I was waiting for, and I'm not the only one. But then, of course, tragedy struck. And Zack Snyder had to exit the project, of which I completely understand, man. I completely understand. So Joss Whedon came in and finished the project, and what we got was a movie. That wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a good movie. It was an okay movie. It was mediocre. And that's perfectly fine. It can be mediocre. We can let it be mediocre, and that's okay. However, as with everything involving Hollywood, there's always rumblings, right? There's always rumblings of something on the horizon. And after the Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut, knowing what we know about Warner Brothers stepping in and dictating that 30 minutes be cut out of the movie so they can get an extra screening in per day, and that the head of Warner Brothers for Justice League said, you got to cut it down to 2 hours on the nose, people wanted more. People wanted the Snyder Cut. Hence, release the Snyder Cut became a reality. It did. It became a reality. So, interesting thing. This popped up on Twitter. Zack Snyder saying, it's my birthday, but I got you all something. Hope to see you there. Zack Snyder's The Director's Cut, a 3-day special events featuring screenings of Dawn of the Dead Director's Cut, Watchmen Director's Cut, Batman v Superman Director's Cut. And this is all coming March 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in what appears to be probably somewhere in, I can't quite tell where that's at, but it doesn't matter. You have to still love, by the way, that it's posted on Twitter, but then there's the Vero sign, the social media network Zack Snyder's on. So the director's cuts of Zack Snyder's films, Watchmen, Dawn of the Dead, and what was the other one there? Batman v Superman. Now, what I would like to see is actually replacing Dawn of the Dead, replacing it with Sucker Punch, so people can actually see the director's cut, which is a much better version of the film, again, showcasing that Warner's really likes to come in and neuter Zack Snyder's films. But then what we see here is this tweet coming in from Andrew Woods a few hours ago, saying, ha 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 ha, ha, he's fucking with them, obviously referring to the Snyder Cut. That's what he's referring to, that's what he's trying to say here. So then you've got BBB Miska saying this is the greatest, Germain Lussier saying this should be super chill event with all cool people. And then going on, there's no way we don't get some great stories from there. Germain here saying, especially if what I hear is going to happen, they can't advertise it yet, but Well, let that marinate for a hot minute. Think about that for a second. Is Germain Lussier, who works for Gizmodo and IO9, who writes for Gizmodo and IO9, and formerly of Slash Film, so connected in the entertainment industry, what does he know? What does he know? What are they gonna, what special thing are they gonna talk about? What special thing are they going to release? Now, we've been hearing about this. We've been hearing rumblings for the past week or so that the Snyder Cut of Justice League could potentially be a real thing. Now, people out there love to argue that it doesn't exist. They love to argue that the Snyder Cut simply does not exist, that it was never a cut. It was like an assembly cut, right? Or a work print cut. It was cut together from the original footage shot off of what Zack Snyder had originally filmed, and the VFX wasn't complete. Certain things aren't done. Yeah, we get that. Okay. People get it. People get it. And there's no way that Warner Brothers is going to go back and spend the money to finish up the VFX shots for this movie because of how much money it lost Warner Brothers at the box office. Remember, Justice League was meant to be $1 billion feature, ended up only grossing $680 million worldwide, which is a net low for DCEU movies, and this was meant to be their Avengers. This is actually one of the reasons why they announced yesterday that they're pretty much killing the DCEU as we know it, simply because they want to focus on individual stories, which isn't a bad thing, but don't leave away from the grander narrative. People want a grander narrative. Give it to them in small bits and you'll make a lot of money. So could we potentially see this? Because last week, Zack Snyder's own son talked about this. Teased it. It's been teased. If we were to equate this to like a BDSM situation, right? Zack Snyder's got our balls and he just keeps flicking them. You know, to remind us he's still there. Flicking the balls. Snyder cut, Snyder cut, Snyder cut. Oh, you want to come? Snyder cut, Snyder cut, Snyder cut. Oh, not yet. Snyder cut. Big graphic, I admit, but I think my point stands. I think when we're talking about the Snyder Cut, we're talking about the elements of it that make sense here. It does kind of feel like someone has our nuts in a grip and they just keep flicking it to remind you that it could still exist on the horizon, but you just can't watch it yet, and then get that full-on release. I don't know if this is true. I just want to make that abundantly clear. I don't know what Germain Lussier is talking about. I don't know what he knows that we don't know. I don't know what rumors, but other people who do movie coverage are going like, oh, damn, what does he know? And their ears are perked, which means that there's going to be a lot of rumbling over the course of the next couple of weeks as to whether or not on the 25th of March, 2019, 3 years to the day of the release of Batman v Superman in theaters, are we going to get the Snyder Cut at this Zack Snyder little film festival thing? I don't know. I want it. Because like the aforementioned flicking situation, I too want that said release, which would come from just seeing Snyder's vision completed. It won't be perfect. It won't be grand. It won't be great, but it could be something. And if it is something, we could finally get to see what he had envisioned. And I think that would give the fans the closure that they want to move on with the DCEU. I really do. I really think so. I think fans that are upset over everything going on with DC Comics or DC Films and everything, giving them just that work print or that assembly cut, giving them something that closes, gives them closure, I think would allow them to move on. Because a lot of people feel that Warner Brothers did Zack Snyder dirty. And I'm not inclined to disagree with them, to be honest with you. I'm not inclined to disagree with them. I think they did do Zack Snyder a little bit dirty, but he's a team player. He is. He's very much a team player. And I think Netflix sees that, which is one of the reasons why they're bringing him over to do Army of the Dead over there, which is going to be a balls to the wall spectacle that is either going to be great or complete shit, because Zack Snyder is going to be entirely off the chain. And I can't wait for that one either. But man, March 25th, 25 days from now. What are we going to learn? What are we going to know? What are we going to see? My birthday's on March 26th, so it'll be a hell of a good birthday present to me if it's something. If not, I'm not going to lose any sleep. But I hold out hope, baby. I hold out hope, and I hope you do too. Leave your comments below. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. While you're here, feel free to check out that subscribe button. You know, help with the channel out. Or you can watch any of the newest videos and make sure that you're caught up to date with what's going on in Hollywood and entertainment. So that way, when you're at work tomorrow, you can wow your friends with the information you learned from watching these videos. That's right. I said it. Subscribe.